back to an episode of Off the Shelf. I'm Rosman Tom HD, and this time what we found off the shelf was... I don't care. You can. I hope you can see it. I don't really know. But this is Massacre, Mafia style. It was released in 1974 by Duke Mitchell. He wrote. Oh, hang on. He wrote, directed. He wrote, directed, and starred in the movie. He wrote, directed it, and he pretty much did everything, you know? And the reason this movie was made, it was done whenever they had the time, on a very low budget, and Duke Mitchell saw The Godfather, and he's like, I really like The Godfather, so he wanted to make his own Mafia movie. And on an objective scale, this movie is not very good, right? It's not a very good movie. The dialogue's awful, and, well, before I get into that, it is also said to be the most violent picture ever made. In my opinion, I would not agree with that. I've seen much more violent movies. Yes, there was violence in this movie, but I've seen much more violent movies. But, yeah, this movie was made in his free time. They had a very low budget. They saw The Godfather and like, hey, I want to make a Mafia movie. And as I said, not a lot of money. And obviously, Duke Mitchell is not a writer. You know, he's more of an actor, like a singer. So the dialogue is very unnatural. It's very weird. Like, there's points in the movie where the main character, Duke Mitchell, he'll just go on random tirades or, like, random fucking philosophical speeches about the street or his old man or something. Like, I remember there was a scene that was, like, so fucking long. It was so overdone. Like, it was so overdramatic. He was, like, sitting at a table, and a guy named Chucky, he was, like, talking to him, and he's like, you know what, he talked about something about the Sicilian Mafia. And then he says, you know what? You know, the Sicilian Mafia, like, just goes on a whole fucking, like, philosophical speech about the Sicilian Mafia or something. Then there's, like, an old lady, I love these hands. I love this woman. These hands, they work hard. I love these hands. Like, whatever. And he just goes off, and it's completely out of nowhere. Like, the guy was just joking with him. And he just went on a whole stupid rant or a dumb speech. And it went on for way too long. Like, it was like a good minute and like a good 2 minutes he was saying this dumbass speech. No cuts either. There were no cuts. He was just staring at him while holding this old lady's hand, like, doing this, like, I love this woman. I love this woman. She puts the hard work in. I love this woman. Proceeds to blow her up in the ending scene. Whatever. But, yeah. Dialogue's really stupid. I remember he was, like, talking about his dad's, about how his dad started out in America, then he got banished or whatever, and he had to go to a foreign country. But he started talking about it, and then he went like, well, yeah, my dad was a painter, you know, he did glass, whatever. My dad was an artist. He said my dad was an artist, and he, like, made a good 1-2 sentences that his dad was an artist, and I was like, oh, maybe that's gonna, like, be involved somewhat in the story. Maybe, like, they destroyed his art, or they didn't like his art, or something like that. No, him being an artist is a completely superfluous detail that had no reason to be in there whatsoever. The artist detail had no reason to be there. The line shouldn't even have been in the movie. But I will tell you this. The dialogue is so overdone and over the top and ridiculous. It is hilarious, alright? And you know how much I like So Bad It's Good movies. This is an example. This is more of a cult classic movie. Obviously, you're not watching this movie for quality mafia shit. You know, this is the schlock, but it's good. You know, no disrespect, obviously. I think this movie was enjoyable because I think mostly the enjoyable parts you'd think like in a shitty cult classic movie like this, the enjoyable parts would be the ridiculous gore, the death scenes, and while there are some pretty funny death scenes in the movie, especially the ending one, I'll get to that later, but it's mainly those random ass stupid one-liners they spout in the movie constantly, the dumbass one-liners. I remember there was like they shoot this big fat guy in like this Greek guy's office. They shoot him, and he's like, they're hired to kill this Greek guy, and then they kill his bodyguard, and they go, Duke Mitchell goes, how many you got? And then his buddy goes, 2, and he's like, give it to him, and it just shoots him. Like, it's so stupid. Because obviously, I think at the time, it wasn't stupid, right? Like, at the time, that was just something that they did in Mafia movies. Maybe not. I'm not that enthralled in Mafia movies, okay? I need to really up in my my knowledge of Mafia movies. I think you need to watch more of them. But, the movie is just filled with stupid lines. And I remember there was, like, one where there was this, like, pimp guy. And he, like, grabbed him by the, like, he was getting in an argument with him. He wanted to do a deal with him. He's like, you know what? If you don't do this, I'll kill your family. No, he's like, I'll strangle your kids. I'll strangle your family. I'll do whatever. He's like, I'll strangle your friends. I'll strangle anybody you talk to. And I'll look in the phone book and I'll strangle anybody with your who has your last name. It's such a fucking over the top insult. It's amazing. And that was probably the best part of the movie, to be honest, was just, like, when Duke Mitchell would just go off on these rants and say the wildest shit. You know what I mean? And, yeah, it's just crazy. But I'll just get to the gist of the movie. So, I'm not even going to do, like, a play-by-play of each scene like I usually do. So, Duke Mitchell goes out of his home country to, like, you know, do some unfinished business. You know, kill the guys. Because actually his dad used to run the place, then he had to leave, then he's going, the main character, Duke Mitchell, is going back to kill all the other guys. So he goes in, and it's basically, he, like, befriends them at first, but then he kills them, he meets a girl, not really that important, she really doesn't really do anything, but he meets her, then she dies later on. I guess more motivation for him to kill them, even though he's already going to kill them anyway. But, he kills Marco, I think his name, who's the son of Chucky. Whenever I say Chucky, I just imagine the killer doll. But, yeah, he kills Marco, and then they're, like, all at the funeral, it's, like, a mafia thing. I thought he was gonna, like, come in and, like, just mow him down, usually, like, but no, he had, like, there was a clock on the timer, and everybody just thought, oh, that's the time he was whacked or he was killed, right? And it's ticking, even though the hands aren't moving, right? Wouldn't that be kind of suspicious if the clock that's not moving is ticking? I don't know, it seems kind of suspicious. But then, as they're, like, grieving and being super overdramatic, like, overacting a little bit, then boom, the bomb goes off, and they kill all the bad guys, or, well, they kill all the enemies of his dad or whatever, and then he goes back. Also, his buddy died. They went on a killing spree. Before that, they just murdered fucking everybody in a building, except for a child. They have standards. They don't kill children, which I guess it's respectable. You know, not killing children is a good thing. I mean, killing people isn't a good thing, but if you're gonna kill somebody, don't kill children. Don't kill anybody, actually. Don't kill anybody, okay? Don't kill anybody. But, yeah. His buddy died, his girlfriend died, and then he killed all his enemies, like the mafia, so there's nobody he wanted to come back to, like, take back control, but now he just killed everybody, so there's nothing to really control anymore, so he just kind of goes back to his dad, then they have, like, a big celebration, they got, like, a party, and his son is there, they mentioned his son a couple times in the movie, but then there's, like, some bread, and it's, like, a traditional thing. They slice the bread, they give it to the dad, like, the Duke Mitchell's dad, and then there's another slice of bread, and then This ending is really confusing to me. I think they just wanted to do it to, like, have a twist, surprising ending, but it doesn't really make any sense, because I don't know why he did it. They never really gave any motive or reason why he did it. But the son, like, shoots him with, like, a 4-barreled, shoots Duke Mitchell with, like, a 4-barreled gun on the bread, and Duke Mitchell just goes, ugh, ugh, and he's just, like, super overdramatic, and he's, like, on the table, and he's, like, just slowly falling off the table. It's super overdramatic, and then, like, the dad seems like he's not bothered by it, like, he planned it out, like, the son and the dad planned it out, but, like, why? Like, I get it's like a Mafia movie, and the main character always dies at the end of a Mafia movie. That's how a Mafia movie works. I know that. It's just kind of typical how it goes, but like, why? You have to give me, like, an understandable reason. Like, maybe you could give, like, some kind of motive. Like, they didn't even say anything after it happened. Like, he died, they looked at each other, like, the son and the dad looked at each other, and then it ended. Like, I'd be okay with that ending if you gave me a reason why. You know, you didn't give me anything to work with, so you just kind of were like, say, fuck it. Main character needs to die at the end of a Mafia movie, he's dead. You know? I don't know. Weird-ass ending. I don't know. But, you know, I'm going to rate this movie, but I'm going to give it 2 ratings this time, because I think it's a little hard to give it, like, an overall rating, so I'm going to give it 2. Now, by real movie standards, this movie is not very good on real movie standards, so I'm going to give it, like, a 3.5. You know, real movie standards, this movie is not very good. But, ironic rating, I'd give it, like, a solid 8 on ironic enjoyment scale. But if you're going in trying to look for an actual good Mafia movie, you probably won't get it here. If you want to have a good time and laugh at it, perfect. But if you're looking for, like, a good Mafia movie, like, just look for something else. There's plenty of other good Mafia movies. You know, like Godfather, Godfather Part 2, Goodfellas. You know, there's good movies. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think it's something to say. I think I've said my piece. So, guys, hope you liked this video. Hope you share with your friends, subscribe, turn notifications on, comment down below how much you liked it. I've been Running Time HD, and you're in, or you're in the way. Guns.